Alright guys, so today we gotta talk about Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, who at this point is best known for getting trolled over her authoritarian vaccine and mask mandates while on Instagram Live.
Okay. In the meantime, I will try to just fill time by answering any questions anyone has. I see a lot of friends who have different. Oh, Happy New Year! Yes, Year of the Tiger. Very, very cute tiger emoji.
Yeah, so Miss Wu is back in the news again. As she's pissed a whole lot of people off because she made what some people are deeming to be racist jokes about white people at a recent St. Patrick's Day breakfast. Take a look.
Over 100 days, we have connected unhoused residents at Mass and Cass to housing, treatment, and services. We've launched 3 free bus lines. We've taken some big, bold actions, but I won't lie, this past winter was pretty intense. Trial by snow, trial by fire, fighters union. I'm getting used to dealing with problems that are expensive, disruptive, and white. I'm talking about snowflakes, I mean snowstorm, snowflake.
Yeah, so here's the thing. A whole lot of people are looking at that joke that she made, which she's basically saying that, hey, you know, I had a whole lot of problems with white people this winter. They're looking at and they're calling that racist, okay? And I think what she's saying is in reference to, or at least you can make an argument that it's in reference to her dealing with the vaccine/mask mandate protesters, okay, who the mainstream liberal media characterizes as mostly white.
So right now we got a little protest going on with Mayor Wu, so we're gonna get someone to tell us what's going on and why they're protesting. Yeah, so with that said, we're waiting on President Big Ed. Again, we're behind the lines right now. We're covering what a big news station around here should be covering right now. So I wanted to come in and see what you guys were trying to do here and what you're protesting against.
Sure. Well, as Boston firefighters, our union negotiated with the city. We had a policy put in place that we both agreed to in our contract that said that we would test or vaccinate. That testing policy worked. It kept the citizens safe. It kept the firefighters safe. Out of the blue, Mayor Wu decided to violate that contract, decided to violate our rights as union members. And we're the firefighters.
But, you know, hey, that is what the mainstream media does. They characterize anybody that's anti-mandate as just white. That's a white supremacy thing. Nobody that was non-white was against the mandates, right? That's what the mainstream liberal media wants you to think, okay? So I think a lot of people, right, are looking at this joke and looking at the context of what she's had to deal with this winter, and they're coming to the conclusion that, yeah, she's making, you know, a joke about white people. Right? And I think also what she's saying as well, too, if you listen to how she's framing it, she says, no, I'm talking about snowflakes, right? So I think she's actually calling people who are offended by the joke snowflakes as well, too, within the joke, right? And that's something a lot of people didn't pick up on. When she was like, no, I'm talking about snowflakes. I think she was calling people snowflakes that actually got offended by the joke, right? I think that that's what she was doing as well, too. So I think there's multiple meanings and shots that she's taking at people within that joke, in my opinion. Okay, but I think it's undoubtedly that she was making a joke about white people, that she was coming out here and saying that, hey, you know, I've been dealing with white people have been my problem, okay, this past winter or whatever. I think it's very obvious that's what she was saying. Now, again, some people were upset about that, right? They're upset about it and they're saying that that is racist, right? The fact that she is basically characterizing white people as a problem for her, okay, that is in and of itself racist. Now, I'm going to come back to that. But first, I want to tell you guys the other side of this, right? The other argument behind this. Some people saying, well, this is a St. Patrick's Day breakfast, right? And apparently the St. Patrick's Day breakfast is supposed to kind of be like the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where you're supposed to like make jokes. It's supposed to be lighthearted and funny, right? So in that context, she's just making a joke, okay? And that people who are offended by this are taking it too seriously, right? They're taking it way too serious. It's just a joke. And that's the other side of the argument. Now, here's my thing. I don't necessarily know whether or not I would characterize as racist, but what I do know is that in 2022, if a white person had made that joke about black people, right, was they say, well, I've been dealing with a lot of issues when it comes to, breaking and entering, theft, robbery, whatever, murder. And they said, my problems have been, large, expensive, and black or something like that. They've been never able to get away with it. Like, they would never, ever, ever be able to get away with it, okay? It'd be one of those things where the mob would be upset, right? People would be calling for this mayor to resign for being racist, right? So, yes, you can make the argument that some people who are upset about this and calling this racist, they may be overreacting, but they're only reacting the same way that the other side will react if the joke was made about black people. Because we already know how people react if that joke was made by her about black people. We know exactly how people react, right? They'll be up in arms. Again, they will be crying racism, okay? There will be protests in the streets, right? So, again, my interpretation of this is that, I don't necessarily know if I would say it's racist per se, but I would say that you only can get away with this if you're making jokes about white people, right? And that is a common theme that we've seen. It's like, it's fair game to, make whatever jokes you want about white people, say whatever you want about white people. But when it comes to other people, though, you can't say those things. You can't make jokes like this, because if you do, then you're characterized as insensitive, right? Remember, they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle for making jokes about trans people, right? About the LGBTQ community. I'm just saying, it seems to me that it's only okay to make jokes about some people. It's not okay to make jokes about others. So when those people that you say it's okay to make jokes about start crying racism, hey, you can't really blame them, because in any other context, if it was about any other race or a group of people, then it would be called racist. So again, I just found the response to this to be interesting. And she definitely was, in fact, no doubt, taking shots at white people. But at the same time, I'm not out here trying to be outraged over, a joke, right? I mean, I just wish that we lived in a society where it was acceptable to make these types of jokes about everybody, right? And everybody could just laugh at it and just, move on with their lives. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.